A grandma walked into my cafe with her little oxygen waster grandson, and as soon as she opened her mouth to order, he snapped his grimy fingers at her. "You're taking too long, bruh. Let me just do it," he yelled. Black coffee and lemonade with 2 pancakes, extra syrup, at me, then grabbed her purse from her shaking hands and threw her money down. "Keep the change. She doesn't need it." I noticed the grandma's eyes fill with tears as she told him, "I can do it myself, sweetie," but he shook his head. "Not since your stroke you can't. You're practically a vegetable now." I clenched my fists in anger but stayed silent. But then they walked to their table. He pulled her chair out and smiled. "Let me get your chair." I thought he was being sweet, but then his smile twisted and he pulled the chair out completely without her seeing. She went to sit down and my jaw dropped in horror because if she fell, she'd probably break something. I knew there was no time to warn her, so I ran and dove on all fours. She sat right on me and I watched the little parasite's smile drop as he realized his prank had failed. The grandma grabbed her chest. "Why are you down there? Where's my chair?" And I instead explained everything. She turned to her grandson, whose face was beet red and humiliated in front of everyone. He put his hood up and muttered, "Whatever, let's just get our pancakes." But when he went to sit down, Grandma pulled out his chair. He fell butt first on the tiles, and I heard his tailbone crack. The sound echoed, and she started laughing as he sat on the floor crying. Now that's a pain in the ass. My mom walked into the living room and saw me sitting on the carpet with a Kleenex hanging out of my mouth. "Spit that out right now." I spit it onto the carpet and she grabbed my shoulders. "You cannot eat tissues. Do you understand me?" I nodded, but I didn't understand because I was only 5 and I liked how they dissolved into this soft mush on my tongue, so I just got sneakier about it. I started eating them in my room one at a time while I watched cartoons, dropping the empty boxes under other garbage in my trash can. Then one morning I woke up and I couldn't breathe through my nose at all. My mom rushed me to the hospital, and when we got there, the doctor stuck a camera so far up my nose, I was convinced it was going to come out the other side. "He needs surgery. There is excess tissue blocking his nasal passage." My blood ran cold. The tissues. I thought about every empty box I had buried in the trash can over the past several months, and every time my parents looked at me that week, I was convinced they already knew. I couldn't even sleep because I kept imagining a surgeon pulling soggy wads of Kleenex out of my nose while a room full of adults stood around with their arms crossed. The morning of the surgery, they made me put on a tiny gown with blue bears on it, and I lay there on the table while someone put a mask over my face. "Count backwards from 10, honey. 10, 9, 8. Then everything went black, and I woke up with gauze packed into both nostrils, and my mom holding my hand. "All done, sweetheart." Everything went perfectly. I burst into tears, touching the gauze in my nose, believing that it was leftover Kleenex tissues from the surgery, but my mom just waved it off and reassured me. "It'll stop hurting and go away after a couple of days, honey," thinking I was crying due to the pain. For the next 9 years, every time someone mentioned that surgery, I changed the subject. Then when I was 14, I was taking notes in biology class while my teacher wrote on the board. The human body contains 4 types of tissue: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nervous tissue. My pen stopped moving. Body